Hello and welcome to yet another News Burst Live. Yeah, another one. It is me, Christopher McLeod AKA Diagnostic 80 for the Full Force podcast. It is the News Burst Live special. Again, after the morning show this morning, just not a short necessarily one because we've still got a lot to talk about, but obviously more news has broken today via Super7 as they've revealed their Wave 5 Ultimates lineup and pre-orders, of course. Link in the description if you want to jump on those. We'll be getting through that today. How is everybody doing this fine Wednesday afternoon at 2:45 on the East Coast here? Stephen, I'm not going to be talking about the Range Viper disaster, but that is definitely up there. I noticed that popped up. A few people sent me that image of the Range Viper with $0 next to it or something. I have no idea what's going on with that. It just looks like an absolute, yeah. I mean, it's Walmart, isn't it? I mean, what do you expect with Walmart? It's always an absolute disaster. But there you go. That's about as much conversation as I'm going to have on this particular episode. We might talk a bit more about it on the morning show, but we'll see. Johnny says, Chris, seeing you more than I see my wife lately. Maybe you should rectify that, Johnny. Definitely. Oh, everyone, it seems to be messy. Like, so they've been canceling them for people. My God, that sucks. Walmart is the absolute dumpster fire of pre-order scenarios. I would, if anything, avoid it and just go and try and get them in store because it's more likely than you either getting it, because they're either going to send it, like I said, they're either going to send it destroyed, pre-destroyed, or they're going to, not send it at all in this case. That really does suck. And I'm sorry for everyone who's going through those cancellations with the Range Viper. But this is about Super7, so we'll probably touch on that in the morning if everyone's cool with that. I'll leave it for a night. You guys can simmer on it, get really angry, and then we can go nuts in the morning. Right then. Let's just get on with it, shall we? Yeah, let's do that. So then, Ultimates Wave 5 revealed, and the pre-orders are up on Super7's website as we speak. I'm surprised they decided to drop Ultimates Wave 5 now. Like, not so much based on like this. Obviously, we got that teaser, didn't we? This one, we got the Crimson Guard teaser a few days ago. Or was it yesterday? It was a couple of days ago, I think. Or was it Friday? It was a while ago. Anyway, we got this, and obviously, usually when they drop the teaser, it's not too far along that we'll get the reveals, right? So I kind of half expected it, but also half expected them to leave this until after SDCC or give it a little bit of time. But I don't know why they've done that. I should also say that they've put up Wave 4 for order again as like I think there's probably an ulterior motive there. I guess that maybe the pre-order numbers weren't as good as they wanted them to be. So maybe they've kind of just put them back up again. Anyway, we got this teaser for the Crimson Guard, specifically from the Primordial Plot episode, where a bunch of them, the CGs, are kind of helmetless and just having coffee and donuts and chilling out before the dinosaurs burst through the walls. But then, boom, this is what were revealed today. Major blood. And can I say, I literally verbatim gave this lineup when asked about what I expected the next the next wave of Ultimates to be, because I felt like Roadblock was due. I felt like CoverGirl would have been a good female inclusion in the lineup. The Crimson Guard might have been one that someone else had mentioned that I stole as like I thought, yeah, that's a good idea as a army builder. But then Major Blood, I was like, yeah, it's probably going to be Major Blood. He's like a good Sunbow character to throw in here. So I nailed this, and I've got visual proof of a conversation I had with some friends the presenters, the other guys in the group, where I think Eric had asked me what I thought was the most what was the next wave that I thought, and I said, I will say, because we'd already found out at this point that this is just the proof. Look, we'd already found at this point that the Crimson Guard was going to be in the wave. And this is what I said to Eric's response. I will say Major Blood, Roadblock, and CoverGirl. And he even loved it because he agreed with me. That was his actually lineup as well. So we were in agreement that would be the next wave. And I had no inside information about this. It was just a guess. And lo and behold, boom, this is what comes up. Brilliant. First time I've ever guessed anything like that without knowing about it previously. That's just called cheating if you're guessing and you already know. No, in this case, I didn't. Yeah, in terms of what people are talking about in the comments, for those that aren't aware, the Range Viper has started to get cancelled on pre-orders from before. So people are getting cancellations basically. All of a sudden they started showing up at $0 on the website or something. And my assumption is that someone messed up big time in trying to cancel Range Vipers and stuff. But I don't know why they do that. I really don't know. It's going to be, so annoying. They don't fulfill that, and instead they'll end up in some random Walmart somewhere when no one's buying them, but like none of the other Walmarts will get them. I don't know. It is just and they don't even care, Walmart. They're like, they do not care. So, excuse me. Cheers. Hard to see how that one's got a good ending other than, getting it elsewhere, which is, probably how you're going to have to try and get those figures. This is the thing with Walmart. Like, I hate doing their pre-orders. And to a degree, Target have improved. It's not great. They still cancel orders. But Walmart's got such a poor, track record, not just with G.I. Joe, but with loads of other waves of figures. It's like, well, okay, I get it, you don't care, but there's got to be something there. Like, you've got to be able to deliver it properly. Anyway, that's by the by. We'll talk about that in the morning. This is what we're talking about right now. It is it's a solid lineup, just like the last wave was absolutely phenomenal. And this one's got some absolute bangers in it as well. So let's get bangers and mash. So let's get into it. Yeah, you can actually order on the Super7 website, just like last wave, all four together for, I think, $220, I think it is. Plus you get that super pack thrown in. Now, the super pack's interesting. So yeah, pre-order the full wave from super7.com and get the exclusive super pack. Some good stuff in here, like that cool M16 type rifle, the Destro laser pistol, the Sunbow rifle, the pistol, the kind of Stalker's rifle, and then you've got the little knife with the red handle, and then you've got a random left fist. Why is there a random left fist in there? So hilarious to me. Who's that for? Anyway, maybe someone knows in here, but it seems a bit random to me. Binoculars in red, a little walkie-talkie in red, and that really nice kind of purple jetpack as well. So you get there's a little incentive to get the full wave from Super7, and of course they deliver first now. So if you were to order from Super7, you would get the figures from them before other other places started delivering on them going forward. That started with, or they tried to start that with wave 3, I think. So yeah, or they're starting that with wave 3, I should say. Yeah, sorry, I'm missing a lot of conversation in here. Just checked into my Comic-Con hotel, says Slave. I enjoy it, have a great time. Get loads of pictures for us and loads of footage. What else we got? Look at that bright orange. On what? What are we looking at bright orange for? Let's get through these figures. Major Blood, absolute beauty. This is one that I've been kind of calling for a while. I think he's an absolute Sunbow legend, and he's in some absolute banging episodes. And I love his voice. Major Blood. It's just so over the top and ridiculous, but he just plays the pantomime villains so well. So yeah, big up on that. Loving the fact they've given him kind of like what looks like a more animated style all over, really. And it's, yeah, obviously it's welcome because this is the Sunbow line effectively, isn't it? Yeah, and obviously in that shot we've got the alternate head, which is brilliant, very enjoyable. He's enjoying himself, and the detonator in hand, which kind of looks like he's making an explosion behind him, doesn't it? And it's kind of making him go, brilliant. And anyway, that's Major Blood. Major Blood. And of course, we've got the loadout. So here he is with his kind of neutral head, his excitable face, and his maybe yelling gob kind of mouth face. So yeah, there are your three options there. He's got binoculars, he's got a detonator. That's a cassette. I can't remember the episode, but it's a cassette, that red and yellow thing. You've got the bomb, like kind of device. Again, can't remember the episode. You'll just have to help me in the comments if you do remember. I've never really had a chance to do because usually I'll get these and I'll know exactly. Oh, that's from that. That's from that. And these I've really had very little time to kind of like, back or confirm some of my thoughts on it. But effectively, that's what those things are. That's what it says in the description. And he gets a couple of different hands as well. Obviously, I think you've got the closed fists, you've got the weapon holding C grips, and you've got the more open hands to hold the big bomb thing as well. Wasn't Major Blood an English merc that fought in Rhodesia, says WJ. Yeah, let's just say yes. Battle for the Train of Gold. Thank you, Leon. Thank you. Battle for the Train of Gold. Appreciate that. Yeah, we've kind of been getting homages from specific episodes or the first mini-series, haven't we? Pyramid of Darkness has got some love. Arise Serpent, not Arise Serpent, Arise. Worlds Without End got a little bit of love with Flint's newspaper. And what else do we have? We had random things like, what was that one? Cobra Quake with the metal detector and the shovel from Jay and Flint. Major Blood had the bad chili from Cobra's mess hall. You mean on that image? Yeah, it does look like it, doesn't it? Actually, it makes it look worse now you said that. Now I can't unsee that is just an explosion of poops. Amazing. But anyway, that's his loadout. Pretty cool. All Joe, all the time, 24/7, full force rolling Joe news. This is going to have to turn into 24 hours a day news, isn't it? We're going to be like the ESPN of G.I. Joe. Yeah, anyway. That's his loadout. Pretty cool. Loving Major Blood. There's his package as well. As we can probably expect now with the kind of standard Cobra kind of guys, they're in the blue. Standard Joes are in the green. And then anyone else kind of gets red, don't they? Zartan kind of got like a maroony red, I think. It might be the same red as Red Jackal and Red Knock Baroness. But they, of course, have different logos on the front of theirs, which is pretty cool. Anywho, that's Major Blood. Next up, the Crimson Guard. This is cool. I love the Sunbow inspired elements here, like the blue touches in the uniform, very Sunbow. The helmets are very Sunbow. Almost like it's like how the cartoonist worked out what that helmet was supposed to look like, but in real, in kind of like a animated sense. And you get a very interesting take on it. But I think it looks really cool, and I think they look really good as Sunbow Crimson Guards. Just brilliant stuff. Now, the loadout for the Crimson Guard, and they're also hinting you need more than one here, don't you? As if. So lots of different things here. We've obviously got the Crimson Guard itself in full gear, as you expect. Two alternate heads, one brunette or brown-haired male with a red face mask on, kind of like sort of a shout out to, I guess, certain episodes, but then also when they did them in the in the 4-inch line, the unmasked Crimson Guards, they would put masks over their face as well, just as an extra to keep them quiet. And then the other head is the blonde-haired guy with the glasses, who is in that particular Primordial Plot episode with the donut and the coffee. A few of them are drinking coffee and eating donuts as well, but he's the one that's very prominent on that image on that screen. Again, you've got multiple hands so that he can, I think that's the left hand open so he can kind of hold the end of the rifle or the edge, like the barrel. And then obviously C grips are for both hands and closed fists on the default figure as well. He's got the rifle with the bayonet, the backpack, all classic Crimson Guard paraphernalia. The pistol, which I imagine goes in the kind of loop on his leg, on the left thigh. And then the best parts, in my opinion, for the Crimson Guard, because he's got a few nice little homage accessories, but he's also got the germ in its infancy down at the bottom there, that pulsating purple mess. That's the germ from the episode The Germ. And above to the top right, you've got the test tubes from the germ. So they I think they're broken in originally, and that's what creates the germ in the first place. So some nice little call outs there for the Crimson Guard. Like I said, there's like primordial plot, the germ, and then of course multiple other episodes that they appear in. So there's a lot kind of to call out from this particular addition to the line, which is great. I like it when there's more, homage from different areas going into a figure, and they've done that really well here. Dark Energon transforming mole rats. It's not Dark Energon, Mark, but that would be cool, wouldn't it? Dark Energon germ. And yeah, I suppose you could use it for the classified series as piles of Dark Energon poop. Yeah, brilliant. I think the fact that they're showing the germ, like we're seeing germ elements in this particular figure, makes me start to think about Wave 6, and I wonder if they are hinting that maybe airtight could be around the corner. I'm gonna put airtight on my next list of 4. I think my next list is going to be Firefly, airtight, Zorana. I didn't know it was you. And who else am I going to throw in there? Let's say, I think mine is airtight Zorana, airtight Zorana, and I can't remember the first one I said now. Firefly. And then, so if Zorana and Firefly baddies, then it's airtight and barbecue. That would be one hell of a 4, wouldn't it? Oh, Eel's prominent in the germ. You're right, Leon. Yes, you're right. As was airtight. There's a few others in there, isn't there? Like the maybe torpedo or wetsuit. I can't remember. But I think Firefly. This is my prediction is airtight, barbecue, Firefly, Zorana. That would be my next 4. Quote me on that, and we'll see how it goes. That's on record now. That's on wax. Anyway, Crimson Guard looks dope in the package as well. It's a bluey for Cobra. Looking good. Awesome. Neil is saying mine is Firefly, Wild Weasel, Mutt Junkyard, and Ace. Well, isn't Ace actually in the germ as well? I'm pretty sure he's quite prominent in that too. So could very, very well be. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. When the dust settles, we'll see who the victor is. Angela wants barbecue. Not the first time you said barbecue as well, Angela. I've noticed in previous episodes, of course. RKW wants Firefly, of course. So that's one that I'm definitely. That's what I'm definitely expecting at some point. Right. That's Crimson Guard. Then we've got Roadblock. This one was due, wasn't it? I mean, he was definitely going to be coming at some point, and I think Wave 5 is definitely later than I expected, but now it makes sense. We've got Roadblock in his version 1 gear, and they've given him a lot of vintage toy accurate stuff as opposed to kind of episodical stuff. So it looks great with the Marduce there, with a bullet belt as well, which is pretty cool. Now he gets the Sunbow rifle. He also gets that tiny knife, which goes in the old sheath on his right thigh. The pistol for the left thigh. I said the Sunbow laser rifle, didn't I? Yes. And lots of hands for this one. So he's got the kind of cupping hands. I'm guessing to, either way you can hold the end of the barrel or the handle on the kind of looped handle. Body massage. And then he's got C grips and kind of trigger grips almost, hasn't he? And fists. So he's got loads going on. Loads. In terms of hands, anyway. Multiple heads, but they're all like slight variations. So you've got like a smiling one, like a quirky smiling one, and then you've got like an aggressive teeth showing one, and you've got the neutral head on the default figure as well. Love the orange pants. Love the camo on the vest and everything. Yeah, he look. It's it's Roblox and he looks fantastic. The helmet's a great addition as well. Obviously synonymous with the original toy, as is the backpack and tripod, which obviously connect together. You can see the peg and hole combination. So they'll be able to go together on the back, just like the vintage toy, with the helmet and the machine gun. And effectively, you've got the vintage toy homage of this version of Roadblock. I imagine when they do version 2 Roadblock, which is probably going to be in a couple of waves' time, or maybe 3 or 4 waves' time, I could see them. That's where they would throw in the Sunbow stuff. Because I feel like, yes, of course, he was, I kind of expected for this version, I think we talked about it on record again on another episode. I think I expected chef's hat. I expected some sort of apron. I expected vines of some description, because obviously he was quite synonymous with the vines in the first miniseries. Yeah. No, second miniseries, wasn't it? It was Weather Dominator. I think. Oh, it doesn't matter. Who cares? It's in one of the miniseries. And so I was expecting something along those lines for this version, but it looks as though they're going, like I said, closer to making it the vintage figure like focus. And then I think version 2 will probably see something else like, I don't know, other things associated with Roadblock in the cartoon. Maybe they're holding out for like a movie wave for version 2 Roadblock, because he is obviously a huge character. Maybe the movie version of the version 2 would come with Cobra Commander as a snake, that kind of thing, like wrapped around him kind of thing. Maybe the faceplate, your faceplate, that kind of thing. I don't think they're missed opportunities, Paul. I just think that's what they're thinking. They're thinking bigger picture. So I think they'll get other things. Do you know what I mean? They'll get those other things in other versions of him, because obviously he is synonymous with a lot of things. Floral shirt with Recondo, Red Rocket's Glare episode says figure 6-pack. That's great, actually. Yeah. I would also, I expect them to use this body again for some sort of Tiger Force redeco. I'm just saying that because obviously now we've got the Tiger Force in the reaction line. I could see them doing something like that with Roadblock in Ultimates and other figures, Duke and Flynn and whoever else is in there that's in Tiger Force. You get what I'm saying. There are when I think about other characters, Dusty's another one that springs to mind as another major character in Sunbow. So there's another one I could see, possibly in the next wave. But I still think I'm going to go with my next wave, Firefly, Zarana, Airtight and Barbecue. That's what I'm going for. It's very likely, though, they might split Airtight and Barbecue up, because they're not like A-listers, but they're so synonymous with the cartoon. So you could see them filling out a wave in a very attractive way with another heavy hitter, maybe. So maybe there's a bit of room for maneuver in the next wave of 4, which is in my head. Not that it makes any difference, but I was surprised, though, that we didn't get a chef's hat with this Roadblock, and we didn't get a chef's hat with Gung Ho, because Gung Ho is in that episode of Let's Play Soldier, and they all wear them. I could have seen Roadblock, Gung Ho, Leatherneck, and whoever the other character is in that group. I forget who it is now, but they're all wearing chef's hats, and like, what the heck, guys? Come on, get some chef heads, please. Joe Barrett says, good afternoon, Chris. The Super7 line is radical. I can't afford to jump into it and do classified, but the line is so nice. Kind of samesies on that one. Someone asked me a minute ago that I missed, and I was going to answer the question, but I completely forgot to. Someone asked me, Paul, Chris, do you go all in on Ultimates? I'm a cherry picker. I don't go all in on Ultimates, Paul. I do not know. I am very much in the cherry picker kind of scenario with that, yes. And every now and again, fortunately, I'll get them sent to me, and that I'm not arguing with that, am I? I'm not going to argue with that. but yes, and obviously that's I would love to be all in on this line. Trust me, I'd love to be an all in on everything. It's just not very practical, is it? Or it's difficult unless the channel picks up. I'm just kidding, but that's true. Oh, RKW is unboxing Big Ben as I speak. You lucky git. I hope you love him and enjoy him as much as I'm probably going to. Yeah, so that's Roblox loadout, and he's obviously in the green package. And then that leads us into Cover Girl. I quite like it. It's quite funny, this promo shot of her running. I like it. But no, I actually think Cover Girl looks fantastic. Really, when I first saw her pop up on the wave, it was on the white image with all four of the figures on it, so I couldn't really get a good look at her. So I was kind of looked at it and thought, oh, they've gone a little basic with her, but that is not the case. As I looked at this particular loadout image, my God, it's really cool. There's a lot of really nice design touches on her. Obviously, you've got the brown jacket, the tan undershirt, the tan pants, the green belt, the little straps on the thighs, the brown boots. So there's a lot of breaks. There's a lot of nice kind of touches and detailing on her. She looks great as her second incarnation of Cover Girl, because obviously the first one was the long hair with long blonde hair, which I'm thinking might be just what they've done there is they might have done the head with the long hair there. I think, well, they haven't done a blonde hair version because the figure's different as well. So if you were to look at the version in the mass device where she's blonde, the figure's different as well. So you could do like a completely different figure. Do you know what I mean? Like so she's got a version 2 or version 1 technically, I think, in her future as well, a blonde head version. And of course she's got what looks like a tank helmet, I want to say. Is that like when she's in the Wolverine at some point? Could be comic inspired, could be any number of Summer episodes, unless again you guys already know, in which case feel free to put it in the comments. Cheers. I don't know if so you've asked Figure Six Pack is asking me about the Range Vipers cancellation. Was it due to concerns of an unknown number of inventory? No clue, mate. It's not like the first time they've done this. They do this all the time. They cancel orders all the time. I don't know why they've cancelled so many Range Vipers. They don't really care, and they just do what the hell they want to do. It sucks, but you kind of have to play the game with them, unfortunately. And it looks like it's more likely that we'll have to find them in store or get them elsewhere. And it sucks. I know it sucks, but there's not much I can do about it. There's not much we can do about it, and we will talk about that in more detail tomorrow morning. We'll give it its proper due diligence. Okay. She's got a missile to throw at Cobras. That's a Wolverine missile, I believe. Yeah, and I think, as I had a conversation with Eric Aranya earlier today, I believe that might be just something from like the comic where you see them like loading up the Wolverine in certain frames and stuff. She could have been doing it in the Sumbo series, but I don't know if there's a specific episodes where that's the call out. This is the fun bit, isn't it? It's going through all the episodes and trying to find screenshots of some of this stuff. So anyway, talking about the long hair brown version, I wonder if that's kind of like a pre-paint idea where they know they're going to use that head again, but it's going to be blonde. I wonder if that's a thing they're thinking of there. Wasn't the long-haired version of Cover Girl in the 87 movie? Possibly. Isn't she in it for like a really short period of time, like a real like blink and you miss it sort of situation? I can't remember. I'm gonna have to. I'll look about. We'll talk about this again in the morning when I've finally found out where everything is. Where everything goes. Ben Tatum said they told me that my order is still intact, just that their price has changed to $0. What does that even mean? I'm sure they'll change it back. Maybe it's a glitch. Okay, so people are saying it's not cancelled, so that's good. maybe it's some just sort of some. This is good. This is why I wanted to leave it till tomorrow anyway, so that we could get the full picture of everything. That's good. Okay. Well, hopefully that nothing has technically been cancelled yet. We shall see, I guess. Or striker in the HQ defense. Yes, she is. That's, you're right. She is, and she does have long hair. But is it blonde or is it brunette or red? I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look at that afterwards. There we go. Thank you, Jeffrey. Reports from people who have contacted Walmart are that the orders are not cancelled and the price will be corrected at a later date. Yay! Brilliant. Okay, that's great. Happy to, yeah, good. All right. We'll chill out now, can't we? We can all relax the hell out. It's not even news at this point. Just a glitch happened and everyone lost their collective minds. But still, it sucks when that happens. And it wouldn't have surprised me, put it that way. But at least we know, and we can put, to some degree, we can put it to bed until it actually does go back to normal. Then hopefully we're good. Cheers. It's just water. I'm so thirsty though right now. It's hotter than the surface of the sun. And there is CoverGirl in her box. Awesome stuff. She gets the green package treatment. Well, that is, excuse me, that is, oh, Neil, okay, so basically what happened was Range Vipers randomly went to $0 on the website, and that shouldn't be the case. And everyone who had pre-ordered already, the price had changed to $0. So they thought everything was being cancelled, and it doesn't appear that that's the situation. Bear with me 2 seconds. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what I didn't mention. Sorry, I didn't mention this. I didn't go through accessories. I'm an idiot. Yeah, the giant kind of thing is that is a mind control nullifier device. So yeah, that is that. Okay, so that's what they use against the conch. Is that correct? The one where, is it the siren? Spell of the siren, and the Baroness has the conch, and she sings in or blows into it, and it creates the noise, and all the guys get mesmerized, and all the women are like, what the hell's going on? And yeah, and then obviously that is used to prevent that, I believe. Yeah, I think that's what that is. That's what looks like the speed gun accessory, that big blue laser thing. But no, yeah, that is it's a mind nullifier device is what that is. Then there's a walkie-talkie, the Sunbow rifle, and then we've got the kind of like, I think elements from the Wolverine, effectively, isn't it? The shovel, the hammer, and the missile. I believe it's pronounced conch, by the way, figure 6-pack. I believe that's how it's pronounced. I know it's spelt conch, but I believe it's pronounced conch. Again, I could be wrong. Or cronk, even. I can't remember. It is conch, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it's conch. That's how it's pronounced, I believe. Even though it's spelt one way, it sounds like another. It's words, isn't it? How words are. Yeah. So, anywho, that is CoverGirl. And like I said, there you go. She's in a box, Kitty said, and looks awesome. That is it, I think. That's everything for even though this is kind of like Super 7 and the Range Viper update. I'm happy that was sort of put to bed a little bit by Walmart customer service. So that's great. Awesome. That is everything. Thank you very much for joining me again for this random speed round. Just kidding. Anyway, let's bring the show to a close. But first, before we do that, Ben says in Spanish, is "sell" is conca, also means something very different in South American Spanish. Okay, the shell, sorry. Shell is conca. Okay, or concha. I guess that would be conca. It's hard to say, isn't it? Anyway, it doesn't really matter. That shell that she blows in is effectively, it's just Michelle, said the turtle. Right then, I will see you guys on the next one, which will be in the morning tomorrow morning. We'll do a little update based on anything that, like a little SDCC sort of kind of recap. That'll be about 8:30. So we'll do that first thing in the morn. And then anything that pops up during the day, I guess, we'll probably catch. If it's major, then I'll do a quick burst. But if it is if it can wait, then we'll carry it on over until the next morning. But you know what it's been like recently. Absolutely ridiculous. News left, right, and center. But that's all I have to give you today. Thank you so much for all the brilliant comments, all of the chat and the fun stuff. But yeah, SDCC does kick off tonight. It's preview night tonight, or just night tonight, and then proper day tomorrow and going on all the way to Sunday, I guess. So yeah, cannot wait. Oh, also, I think Chuckles might be making an official appearance later tonight as well. So fingers crossed that happens. So keep you aware. Keep your eyes open. Alternatively, if not tonight, then it'll happen tomorrow. But I've got a feeling it's tonight. Anyway, I will see you guys later. Thanks very much for joining. Stay fresh, cheese bags. And as always, after 3, 1, 2, 3, full force. Bye. That's it for this installment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time, and as always, full force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on Twitter @TheFullForce, liking the Facebook page facebook.com/TheFullForce, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on either of those platforms with feedback and questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/TheFullForce podcast, or click on the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.